in Wiltshire in England, and we are live. Now, this has been quite a weekend since Facebook changed things around on Friday, and David is waiting to come into the broadcast. In fact, he's trying to come into the broadcast, and I need to know that I'm actually live. So if you are seeing us live, and somebody is, then could you just say hello? This is a new system by Facebook, and we just need to know that it's actually working. The idea is that when you go live, it creates the live video, but not before. And I'll bring up a video to actually explain what's going on in a moment as we wait for David to get his camera correct. It's been quite a week since last Monday. On Tuesday, I was out delivering election leaflets door to door, did 2 roads, got to a house at the bottom of the road, and I put the leaflet through the letterbox, turned round, twisted, and fell flat on the concrete and gravel. And I spent a week recovering. But thanks to a product called Silver Shield, I'm back to normal. Hello, Krinda. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for confirming that we are live. So to everybody who's watching, hello. And what I'm going to do now is, whilst I'm waiting for David, is I'm going to bring this video. Oh, update from Corinda. I'll take my name off screen so it doesn't get so tangled. I'm in college on Zoom and watching you. Brilliant. Okay. That's why it's going to be quieter today, isn't it, Corinda? And we say hello to Mr. Shepherd. Hi, Stephen. All good. Regards from Joe Shepherd. Thank you. So we are live. The system is working. I can see down in the staging area a Sparko cam, which means that David is getting ever closer to actually joining me on camera. So I'll try for a minute before I play the video. I can hear noises off, so he's obviously around there and sorting out his camera. And I'm getting messages on Messenger, but I'm going to ignore them for the duration of this broadcast. So I can but recommend a product called Silver Shield, which is a medicine that cures everything. And Corinda is saying hi to Kelly. Kelly is here, and Kelly is saying, just press the go live, little go live button, David. He's in the staging area, he's close. And Corinda's saying hello to Joe. How was the rugby? And Kelly's coming back with hello, guys. So everybody knows everybody, so it's absolutely brilliant. I can still see a Sparko cam. I can't actually see David yet. So whilst we are actually waiting for David, I'm going to bring this video up on screen and sort of explain what's been happening this weekend. So let's take the live me off screen. Okay. And switch my microphone. This is by way of a public service announcement to all Facebook live broadcasters who are using platforms to broadcast and scheduling their shows. Since Friday, things have begun to change on Facebook, and it's an interesting time. When you schedule a live broadcast on Facebook up to last Thursday, then Facebook will create 2 posts. One was one you could use in promotion, and the second one was a live video. Sometime on Friday, Facebook switched the second one off, which means that the link that you're currently being provided by your video software house, be it Live or StreamYard, is not accurate. That second post is missing until you actually go live. So let's just take a look, because a picture's worth 1,000 words, and I'm going to go off solo and go picture in picture, and probably that way around. This is the broadcast that I have scheduled for tomorrow. Hello, Chris. Hello, Jerry. And Normally, as I say, there would be two posts. There would be this post and a post with the video on. The second post is not being created by Facebook until you go live. This means that the system is currently in a state of flux or broken. And there are ways around it. I know Joe's just been chatting with Joe Shepherd. He's found a way around it. But for most mortals, there is a sort of advice with this. This is a post for tomorrow's show with David Burrows, and it's on David's page. And this is the advanced notification. And if we scroll down, we can see that people are eagerly awaiting to watch it, which is a good 206 reach so far. But what will happen at 12 p.m. Eastern tomorrow is that post will change and the video post will be created. And that post will then have a watch now button on it. You click watch now and you're taken to the live video. Now, this complicates things because it makes it difficult to promote. The temptation is that I would go and edit this post and I'd put in a link to say, this is where we're going to be live. Click this link for when we're live. I know from experience that if I edit this first post by Facebook, it will disappear. Right. And let's catch up with the comments before I carry on and say hello to Chris.
Hi. I'm here. But Steven's gone. There he is. Can't hear you, though.
Can you hear me now?
There we go.
Right, okay, and let's switch to our favorite layout, which is this one. Right, so we're back to normal. Now,
Are we?
Well, as normal as we get. And hello to everybody and welcome, and thank you. Corinda has got a question, and Corinda's question is, has Facebook changed their layout? Yes, they have. And well, just get used to it, really. I mean, and say hello to Barry, who's saying good afternoon, Stephen and David. Yeah. Now, it appears that what's happened this weekend, which I've just explained, has happened to more people on StreamYard than it has to people on BeLive. Well, it's had more effect over there. I've heard of more people who've actually had problems with it.
I haven't had any trouble. I did get a notification that said Facebook StreamYard will lose access to your destinations within 6 days, blah, blah, blah. Click here to reconnect. I clicked and reconnected, and it reconnected to my 40-some destinations that I had set up.
Okay.
So wasn't really an issue. And I know you said that if you go in and edit that post that it disappears, but I've gone in and edited it. Say that. And it's still there.
Right. So you're getting two posts. There were two posts. One is
well, yeah, I know that. I just let me go. Let's see here.
Okay.
And I've gone in and set up cross posting, and it's still there. So let me see. I'm getting I'm getting two posts because it says upcoming live. I'm on the new Facebook.
Yeah.
So in the one side, well, here, why don't I screen share and demonstrate? Ta-da.
This is live, and we're going to bring David's screen up on the screen, and then I'm going to hide, and it's over to David.
You know, you don't always have to go away when I do this stuff. Can you put me side by each, because it's actually covering what I want to show?
I can put you side by side.
Or something like that. There we go. That works. So yeah, this is the new Facebook. And then so if you see over here on my page, on the left, it says upcoming live videos. So it's showing there's my Doug Ford at 1:00, and there's my show at 3:30. And then you scroll down into here, and there it is. And I can click on edit your details.
Okay.
And I don't have this
that's what I can't do at the moment.
Yeah.
I can't go into there and edit things. And I'm not alone.
So I don't know.
Right.
Maybe it's a country thing.
It could well be. It seems to be affecting the US and the UK and Ireland at the moment. So it could well be that it's not been switched over in Canada yet, which is unusual because you're usually the first to get things, and we are usually the last. Okay.
Well, that would mean we are the first. We are getting it.
Yeah.
We are. Yeah. Anyway, so, and I've been using new Facebook off and on for the last couple of, I guess, 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
And it doesn't seem to all be working just yet. Like,
that's very true.
If I go under like pages and I want to go to pages, it says that doesn't work. But then if I refresh it should come up. That's gonna make a liar out of me. So then I switch back, and then I was having trouble like seeing certain pages, like the city of Sarnia, for example, wouldn't come up. Now it does.
So we're in a state of flux where things are changing day by day, and some parts of the world are working and some parts are not. And I addressed the concerns of those who were not working in a video I did last night and in a blog post I did today. And it seems to have resonated with quite a few people who had the problem on both Be Live and StreamYard. And I had the problem on Restream as well. So it was only creating the first post. It wasn't creating the second one until you went live. And that's true of the show today. The post that it created, if I had edited it, and Joe knows this, then it would have disappeared because he spent all week battling it. So there we have it. It's either a problem or it's not. And it does really depend where you are.
Well, we're just in one of those situations right now where Facebook's decided to make some changes. And to us, it seems like it's happened overnight, but they've been working on this for months, right? Or who knows how long. And then we wake up one day and go, thou shalt relearn this all over again.
That's true. That's true.
But whatever. I used to get angry. I was like, wow, why do they do that? And you know what? Like, go ahead and get angry. It's not going to change anything. You might as well just buckle down and start playing around with new Facebook and figure it out. Like it's not going to go back the other way. So
yeah, true. I was just bemused on Friday when I tried to schedule the show and it wouldn't. And then I edited the post and it disappeared. And I thought, well, what's going on here? It is
like a little bit of a heads up, maybe.
Well, it would be helpful, but that's never going to happen. Facebook just make the changes and we've got to find out what's going on.
That's right.
So if you want to know more about what could possibly be going on, then check out my profile. You've got the blog on there and you've got the video as well. Yeah, okay. So what's happened? We missed last week because it was Labor Day.
Yeah.
Does that mean we've got 21 days of dad jokes?
Oh, sure, if you want.
All right. Okay. Now, I don't know whether David's going to do all 21 or just the best of. I'll leave it up to him.
What's the date today?
Over to you, David, and I'll just go and groan in the background.
Look at this. That's how thick it is right there. Oh my goodness, that's hilarious. The one for today is one that I've said for years. Oh, I got to turn this stuff off. People are beeping at me. Here we go. And wow. Oh, this is okay. I haven't read any of these because I didn't want to like spoil it or anything like that. So a day without sunshine is like night.
Logical.
We're off to a good start. What do you call a magic dog?
I don't know, David. What do you call the magic dog?
A labracadabrador.
Do you know, just staying on that Labradors are actually poodles, really.
I know nothing about dogs.
Right. Well, I don't either, but I read somewhere that the poodles and Labradors are very closely related. Anyway, on with the
Well,
show.
that's why that would explain why. Like my step family, one of them, they have like the crossbreeding thing, and they have a labradoodle.
Yep, Labradoodle, that's the one.
Labradoodle. What do you call a sheep with no legs?
I don't know, David. What do you call a sheep with no legs? You put that one down very quickly. It means that you're afraid to say it, or are you going to go with it anyway?
A cloud.
Okay, fine. Yep.
What kind of music do planets like?
Music by Holst.
That's funny. Neptunes.
Oh.
What do you call an antelope that wants a big wedding?
I don't know, David. What do you call an antelope that wants a big wedding?
Cantaloupe. Where's my sound effects?
Okay.
Okay, that's maybe not.
That was a groan.
Why couldn't Dracula's wife fall asleep?
I don't know, David. Why couldn't Dracula's wife fall asleep?
Because of his coffin.
Kept her awake at nights. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
What did it gets better? What did the right eye say to the left eye?
I don't know, David. What does the right eye say to the left eye?
Between you and me, something smells. Huh?
Nobody knows about that. Nobody knows.
I have kleptomania, but when it gets bad, I take something for it. You've all missed me. I know you have.
We have. We're glorying in catching up on 21 days of dad jokes.
Right. Nothing better to do. Pavlov is sitting at a bar when his phone rings. He exclaims, "Oh no, I forgot to feed the dogs."
Okay.
All right. That'll go in the other pile. My friend keeps trying to convince me that he's a compulsive liar, but I don't believe him.
Come back to that, Kelly. I agree, David. Yeah.
Yes, Kelly, I see that. Actually, it's yeah, we'll come back to that.
Yeah.
Two cows are sitting in a field. One cow says to the other, "So how about that mad cow disease? Scary stuff, right?" The other cow replies, "Terrifying, but what do I care? I'm a helicopter."
Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I was wondering why a frisbee appears larger the closer it gets.
I don't know, David.
No, it wasn't a question. No, that wasn't a question. That's a statement.
Okay.
I was wondering why a frisbee appears larger the closer it gets. Then it hit me.
Oh. Hello, Jennifer.
Uh-oh.
Sorry.
Just because nobody complains doesn't mean all parachutes are perfect.
Well, dumb. Yeah.
That was like the guy couldn't think of anything to write, so he said, "That'll do." A healthy sleep not only makes your life longer, but also shortens the workday. Right.
Okay.
I'm reading a book on the history of glue. I can't put it down.
That's a groan. That's a definite groan.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, there was a bit of a chuckle in there. A jumper cable walks into a bar. The bartender says, "I'll serve you, but don't start anything." That was a groan.
Okay.
What do clouds do when they get rich?
I don't know, David. What do clouds do when they get rich?
They make it rain.
Ah, right. Okay. David, what,
Yes.
what do you call a sheep with no legs?
A cloud.
Very good. There you are. Linked in with the previous joke.
Right. My therapist asked me to describe myself in 3 words. I said lazy.
Because you didn't have time to go on.
I said lazy.
Lazy. Yeah.
Why do bees have sticky hair?
I don't know, David. Why do bees have sticky hair?
Because they use honeycombs.
Grown. Grown.
Why do crabs never give to charity?
I don't know.
Because they're shellfish. And the final dad joke for Monday, September the 14th, which is ironically one I tell in my class, and they groan at me. They expect dad jokes from me every week. How do you catch a unique rabbit?
I don't know, David. How do you catch a unique rabbit?
You sneak up on it.
Oh. Right,
But
I'm going to rescue everybody because, as David said, that's the end of the dad jokes. And yes.
Sorry.
21 days of dad jokes. That's a record. Not too many grounds this time. Okay, let's go back to a few points. And Jennifer said hi.
Hi, honey.
And then we're going to go backtrack to something that Kelly said, which affects us all, really. Music live streams will change too. On Facebook, might have to use a different platform.
So I know what he's referring to. I did see an article, and I shared it and posted it, and it talked about Facebook, and it got all over the place too, that things are going to be changing. Kelly, if you go back to that post that I shared, you'll see an updated article, and it's not going to be as bad as we were thinking it was going to be. They're basically saying they don't want like Stephen and David to come on here and go live and play mostly music and do like a much music video show with all music. They don't want you to, play like a radio station or whatever. There will still be allowability for live stream with music. And again, that article is over on I think it's over in my group, The Show with David Burrows, and you can see the update there.
Yeah. So. I agree that if you're going live with music, then there shouldn't be a problem. But recorded music, you can't have too much of it. And all these people who've got the Copyright Act 1976 allows me to play this music. They're the ones who are going to get caught out by this. In the main, I would think.
It's the ones that what was that?
That play recorded music and have a copyright statement that I'm just playing this for my own enjoyment, education, etc.
Oh, right, yeah.
Okay.
They caught on to that.
Indeed. Over to Corinda. Corinda is saying, I learned about sexual education. It's so interesting. Excellent, Corinda. All education is good. Over to Kelly, and Kelly is going further ahead and said, lost the option to go back to the old Facebook 3 weeks ago.
I don't know if I can or not.
Yeah, I can't now. It's not there anymore. It's grayed out.
Switched to classic Facebook for 48 hours.
Right, that's going to go away, David. Make good use of it now because it's disappearing.
Well, I said, I don't mind using new Facebook. It's just when a couple things don't work, if I go to use something, then I switch back. But then I always try to switch back again because it's coming, right? It's permanently coming. So
it's here in the UK. And Kelly's saying, I use new Facebook in dark mode. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think that used to Facebook pages being white, so it would be quite a switch to actually go into dark mode. But I agree, it is an option.
Yeah, I tried dark mode and I was like, ooh.
That's not me.
It was too dark for me.
Okay, and again with Kelly, and we're getting lots of comments there, David, which is good. I think I heard a rumor Facebook wants to ban bad dad jokes too. Oh!
I think
really?
they should ban Kelly.
Right. Okay. And Jennifer has posted a link to the article. Thank you. Just the article you're pointing out. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And okay.
Yep. Thanks for your help, honey.
Okay. Right. Who's on the show today at 3:30, David?
Put me on the spot. Emily Bison from Lambton County, from the Lambton County, who is the communications director for Lambton County Library. They're reinstating some in-house. You'll be able to go into the library in certain libraries at certain times of day, etc. So to use computers and start using some of their services again. So she's coming on. She'll be on about 3:45 to talk about that, and then Sarnia Lambton Rebound at 4:00 will join me. They've, like many, had to adapt, and they've got some online things happening that will help them raise some money for their services. So, 2 guests today.
Very good.
Unless
right.
Kelly wants to join me, he can be my 3rd guest at 4:15.
Yeah, I mean that's a great invitation. And if
Yeah.
I was Kelly, I'd take you up on that.
Yeah, because I think people really want to see the face to the name. Like that. Is that picture really Kelly? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, we've seen pictures. Yeah. Right. Okay. I can say without fear of being contradicted, because I'm actually using it. There's a new feature that's going to be released on Be Live very soon to everybody. If you'd like to beta test it, then please could you just say test in the comments if you're a Be Live existing user, or in fact if you're not, if you type test in the comments, then I'll send you a link to actually join the group where the beta test is actually taking place. But in this particular case, it is a game changer, and I was able to use it, and it's so intuitive and so useful, especially after last week's.
What is it?
I can't say what it is.
Oh, okay.
Right. I'm just teasing people and saying it's very useful. I used it after we did the show on Friday, because the Friday show about the live video production blueprint had some great segments in it. So that's the closest I'm going to get
Okay.
to actually saying what it is.
All right.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet. So
it's in the Be Live Close Focus group.
Okay.
If you want to take a peek in there, it was released on just before the weekend, which meant everybody could have great fun over the weekend.
Oh, okay.
And
I'll have to check that out.
Okay. Right.
There are 2 items in your Amazon cart, including Drift Ghost X and M antenna. Your total is $183.99. Do you want to buy now?
No, leave me alone. Alexa, turn on Do Not Disturb.
Do Not Disturb is already enabled.
Well, then if it's already enabled, why are you talking to me?
All right. I actually got the bargain of the week last week, which was the Rolling Stones CD. Did you actually see that?
No, I didn't. I heard about it.
Heavily promoted, and they topped the charts in the UK for the first time in quite a few years, and outsold everybody. And that's basically because everybody said it's a new Rolling Stones CD, but it wasn't. Well, it was, but it wasn't, because it was a re-release of a 1973 album. But even so, I've been playing it, and I'm one of the ones that put them on the top of the charts. So if you can check out, what you need to do is take the Do Not Disturb off Alexa and say to Alexa, not now, play the latest Rolling Stones album, and she will play all the songs for you. There you are.
Wow.
Yeah. But I've got it on vinyl. Well, not on vinyl, on CD.
Gotcha. Yeah. Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah, well, it's interesting, like I look back, I go into the 90s, when I
Right.
started DJing, and that's when the Rolling Stones came out with their what was it called? Steel's Wheels album, or Steeler Wheel, or what was that called?
Was that around the time of Brown Sugar?
No. This was in the 90s.
In the 90s. Okay. See,
And
they've
it
been
was,
going for 60 years. It's very difficult.
yeah,
to
well, that's what I was kind of getting to. It's like, wow, they've been going for 60 years. Like, that's crazy when you think about it.
Oh, true. But 80 is the new 60, 60 is the new 40. That's what I keep telling myself anyway.
Right.
Okay.
Well, it is partially true. I mean, as technology gets better, like, we're all living longer, right? My dad's 82 years old, and I remember him telling me, like, back when he was a teenager, like, living to 62 was good.
Yep.
So
Things have changed. Right. The Crinder City wasn't going to post as much. Normally the caption is there so we can see the title. Hang on, I've missed the beat. Is sub gone? Subtitles. We don't know whether we're being subtitled or not because we're actually in the studio. You should be able to go up and just switch captions on, and that should give you the subtitles. And Corinda is also saying, now we've got back to subtitles. Normally the caption is there so we can see the title. But it's gone. Okay. Let's bring it back. Just go up and just click the cog, and you should be able to switch captions on. I know that we're still being live captioned. It may all be switched off by default, and you have to go and switch it on because it's one of the a few good things happened in the since March, and that's, I suppose, is one of them. Right. Okay. Now, David and I started in March talking about COVID, and then we stopped talking about COVID because we felt that things would progress, but things were getting a little bit quieter. We're now in the UK, and it is forecast that there will be a second wave starting in the next month or so. The numbers are going up, and whatever the government are doing to try and keep it down isn't working. We've got 11 cities on lockdown, including Liverpool and Birmingham, which is millions of people are on lockdown, and it's not having any great effect. So, but we've got a strange situation now. From today, you can only have gatherings indoors and outdoors of 6 people. Yeah. So you can, if you're a large family of 7, then you've got to leave one of them at home, is what I'm saying. You can only have 6 people gathering at a time. And again, you've got to stay 6 feet apart. But the thing that it's just getting so complicated. As far as your house is concerned, you can have 6 people. As far as being outside is concerned, you can have 6 people. But you can also go to the pub or to a restaurant.
Yeah.
It's definitely mixed messages. What's the situation in Sarnia?
Well, it's nothing's really changed. In Ontario, yeah, they're seeing numbers up again. It was interesting yesterday. Jennifer and I went to visit some friends. Oh, I got some masks that have the show with David Burrows logo on it. I left them upstairs.
I've seen it, David. I can describe it to you. It's a black mask and it's got the logo there.
Yep, that's right. And anyway, we went down to Wallaceburg to pick them up from friends of ours that made them. And that's, Wallaceburg's about a half an hour away from us. And then coming back, we went to one of the indigenous reserves here, Walpole Island, and which was interesting because they were closed off. Like, if you didn't live on the island, you weren't allowed to go on. Up until Labor Day last weekend, they opened it up. Yeah. So when we were coming back from Wallaceburg, we thought, oh, we'll take a drive down there. It's nice, and Jennifer had never been there. So that's opened up, and, like restaurants, bars, etc., the same. But that being said, Yeah, Carl's right. Numbers are going up. The last few days, well, I guess last week when I was
Yeah.
doing the Premier of Ontario broadcasts, they had a lot. They don't talk about COVID every single day, but one of the days, the Premier was asked, said, what are you going to do? Like, are you going to roll things back to stage 2? And he said, well, and he's right. He says, I rely on my medical officers, my medical team, and but if I need to, he says, I won't hesitate to roll it back to stage 2. So if that happens, then what happens is people get ticked off. They're going to be angry. Oh, we're going back. But here's the thing to keep in mind, and I've probably been guilty too. People started getting relaxed and more relaxed. It's like, oh, it's not a big deal. It's like they're not taking it as serious as they did back in March, April, and May when we were trying to figure it out. So, like here, you're supposed to, if you're sitting at the pub and you get up to go to the bathroom, you're supposed to put your mask on, walk to the washroom, do your business, mask on, come back, sit down, and when you sit down, take it off.
Yeah.
I'm guessing, and I've seen it, there's lots of places where I've seen people just get up and go. I've seen people not wearing them in stores and nobody's saying anything. People just kind of got a little relaxed. So it's all those tiny little things that some people aren't doing that is maybe bringing us backwards. So, because we get comfortable, right? Yeah. What's the big deal? I only got to walk 2 feet to the bathroom. Well, do it anyway. So, and I was the first one to say I wasn't thrilled about wearing a mask. And in the beginning, when they weren't saying you had to, I don't wear it if I'm walking around outside. I carry it with me. But if they told me I had to wear it outside while I was walking around, I wouldn't like it. But I would do it because they're obviously telling us to do it for a reason. So hopefully we don't go back that way. But at the end of the day, I don't think it's up to the virus. I think it's up to us, we the people, to do the things that they're telling us to do. I don't think they're telling us to do it because they're thrilled about it. Hey, let's change stuff up.
Let's see how far we can go in controlling everybody's behavior.
Yeah,
that's the one that's being thrown back in Europe and in the States. There was the other weekend there was a march in Berlin, which was an anti-COVID march, and they said it doesn't exist, and there were tens of thousands of people there. There was a march in London, same sort of thing. It doesn't exist, and I've got friends in South Africa saying it doesn't exist. Now the problem is that if you have to go back to stage 2, then not everybody's going to follow. Yeah, and as we've been saying since March, the only people you can look after and control the behavior of is yourself and your family. Yeah. And if you do that, I mean, Angelica had a test last week and the results came through, and she was relieved to be told that she was negative, because she was obviously waiting for the results to come in. She was chosen at random. But we've got a situation, it's overwhelming the country. We've got a situation where there are test centers, and today it was reported that we have 10 cities who are under lockdown, and in none of the 10 could you actually request a test because there aren't any. And in my own locale, which is Wiltshire, you can't request a test. How's testing going in Sonia?
I'm not sure. It's there. I haven't been tested. I probably need to. I know down, where my mom and my dad live in the nursing home, that we're allowed to now visit inside if we have a COVID test. And bad son, I haven't been down in a few weeks, so I need to get that done. But I haven't heard any bad news about it happening. It's still available to people. So, but
yeah,
like Carl mentioned there, like numbers are going up in Ontario. 300. What's he saying? 313 in Ontario today. So in Sarnia, find that out pretty quick.
Okay, and I've got a comment from Peter. Peter is saying Victoria, Australia is very strict. The police are not messing about. And yes, Peter told the story of a lady who was protesting, and she was summarily arrested and taken off. And the story actually went viral. Yeah, I mean, it all varies from place to place. But we know that we're not. COVID is going to be around until there is a vaccine. Until there is a vaccine, then we can't get relaxed, as you said, David. We shouldn't get relaxed. Once there's a vaccine, then we'll be in a better situation. And there are 20 competing vaccines under testing and manufacture at the moment. We've got one which is from Oxford University, and they had to stop after somebody got ill, but they're now back testing again. There will be a vaccine one day, but the government in the UK, I don't know how to describe this. It's called a moonshot. Don't ask why the government are actually promoting Project Moonshot. But the idea is that you can actually test 1 million people a day. And that if you want to test, then you can go and get a test. And if you test that you don't have the virus or you've had the virus, then you can go about your daily business. Now, the rationale behind it is if people can get tested and be told they don't have the virus, then they are free to actually, you've got a sort of passport then to actually go to a football match, to go and watch cricket if you like cricket, or to go to the cinema, or a whole range of things become possible. I mean, last weekend we had the proms, last 2 weeks we had the proms, which take place in London. And it's an annual event, and it's broadcast on the BBC, and it's normally got a full orchestra there. This time around, the orchestra was social distancing. There was no audience, but the theory is that if we get this moonshot working, then there could have been an audience at the Albert Hall. But unfortunately, the medics in the UK don't actually believe our Prime Minister. In fact, he didn't ask them. He just went ahead and said it. That wouldn't happen in Canada, would it?
Yeah, probably not. Yeah, it's all different all over, right? I mean, it's yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, it is. It's a different.
We're still in that, like, what do we don't know what to expect. Who knows?
No, different approaches. So what I'm enjoying podcasting. I'm actually taken to it this time. I do a live podcast at 2 p.m. Eastern every Saturday, 7 p.m. in the UK, and I just talk for 30 minutes about anything that comes into my head. Go out for a walk in the morning, write down and sort of memorize a few topics, come back, write them down, switch the microphone on and just go live. I'm quite enjoying it. It's cathartic, really. It's a way of actually emptying your head so you can actually enjoy Sunday. That's the way I look at it. And I'm just, so pleased that this week if all goes according to plan, I'll have my 100th download. I think it's the first 100 that are the most difficult to get. So I'm enjoying podcasting, using Podbean. And this is the weird thing. This is so weird. When you do a live on Podbean, then it broadcasts out live. And then you've got the option to download it. Now, it didn't twig to me that the first week, the option to download it is there so you can edit it. Just went all over my head. So the following week, I did download it and I edited it. And I put some music at the front, some music at the end. And I used a program called Audiate to take all the ums, ahs, and white spaces out of it, which cut a 30-minute audio down to 28 minutes. And then I pushed it out.
What was that called?
With the remove the spaces thing. Yeah. Is Audiate. 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 It's a transcription service, so that it's not limited in the number of transcriptions you can do, but its secondary purpose is it can remove all the hesitations and all the white spaces, so that it took my 30-minute podcast and shrunk it to 28 minutes, because I did so much hesitating, which means that when you're listening to the replay, the recording on Podbean or on Spotify or on iTunes, it's me talking for 28 minutes non-stop without any spaces in between. So it's easier to listen to. But the other thing they do, and this is that they actually create a video from the audio.
Oh.
And the video they create has the cover picture, and then behind that, it has a waveform. And I've taken that video, and this is true. I've taken that video, uploaded it to YouTube, and I've got 3 times more listeners on YouTube than I have on Podbean. The episode, 40 people are 40 people are listening to each of the podcasts on video. Yeah. Now this boils down to the fact: go where your audience is.
Right.
At the moment, my audience is not on Podbean because nobody knows I'm there apart from Kelly and Corinda. But because I'm actually going live on YouTube, where people expect to see me, then there is, yeah. So that's it. That if ever proof were needed, that go live where people expect you to be rather than where you want to be. But I enjoy being on YouTube, so all good. So that's my update. My tech update is Audiate, Audiate, which is an amazing piece of software that actually takes all the white spaces, all the hesitation, the ums and ers out of your podcast and produce the professional product at the end. You don't need to spend hours editing it and looking for all the white spaces. It just does it, 2 buttons, and it's done.
And it's pretty accurate, is it?
Oh, in terms of tidying up, yeah. I won't say the translation's accurate. I've been looking in vain for you get these sound to text systems that you can use, and the first thing you've got to do is to train it to recognize your voice.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't have that option. So I don't know how you train it. Over to Kelly. I haven't watched it yet, Peter, but seen the dog walking once from at least 5 walks with the dogs. Yep. Okay. So Peter and Kelly are having a conversation, which is good. Okay. So.
Well, that was just to kind of go back to Peter's comment about Victoria, Australia is very strict. The police are not messing about. That was one of the things that Premier Ford was talking about, where there's been some large parties, and they're talking about the kids going back to college and university, etc., and they're having parties, and he's saying stop it. But then there's a lot of times, and I'm not speaking for here in Sarnia or anything, but there's a lot of times the police aren't doing anything necessarily, or at least that's what it looks like. And so they're reinforcing, let's get things done. And it's hard times for, I wouldn't want to be in that position right now. So I don't really know what the protocol is here in Sarnia, but it all comes down to man hours too.
That's true. That's true. A job I wouldn't want is we're about to in the cities get minders. And their job is to watch whether people are actually socially distancing.
Mm-hmm.
This is incredible. Whether you're actually social distancing, and if you're not, they will come up and they will tell you. Now, the thing is, you don't know they're watching. And we haven't started it yet, but that's going to be, it's doomed to failure because they won't have any authority. They're not policemen. They are local employees who've been hired to actually make sure that people socially distance. And whilst we had sort of 97% 97% observance of the stay home situation, we're nowhere near that now.
Right.
So I don't know. We're in for interesting times. Back over to Peter. And Peter is saying one teenager who had a party of 50 has been fined £10,000 in the UK. And that's true. And the unfortunate thing about the story is that you could, at this stage, you could have 30 people at a party. It was legal to do so. And he invited his friends. And then people crashed the party. So he designed it to be within the rules and regulations, and the gate crashers brought it over, never complained about the noise, and he was fined £10,000. And
well, tell you to wear your seatbelt. Wear your seatbelt.
Yeah. And Peter's saying best of luck with that job on the weekend evenings. Yeah, it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday night, having to police the city without any powers whatsoever, and go up to people and say, you should. I can imagine that there's going to be a lot of. I know I shouldn't take this lightly, but there's going to be somebody manufacturing 6-foot rulers, so that you can go up to somebody and say you're not social distancing.
Right. Right.
Yeah. But I think that some things are happening. One, fortunately, the number of people actually dying from the virus is going down. And that's for two reasons. One, well, this is my logic anyway. One, the ability to treat has improved immensely since March. And the second thing is that the virus is not as, I'm going to say, if I get this wrong, somebody come and sort me out later, but the virus is not as lethal as it was in its first utterance. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that. Well, again, I come back to, and I tell everybody every week on my show, I say, just get the information from the horse's mouth. I got another messenger sent to me last night, and it's this video, another conspiracy video.
Okay.
Whatever. You know, it's I don't know.
Yeah.
Follow it closely and follow. I mean, I get we don't always like our government and their decisions, etc. But I don't think
our
government
government
to lead us down the wrong path.
Yeah, our government is running the country. They're not making a total mess of it. That they are doing a good job in the situation that we're in. Over to Corindo. One question for David: where did you get your live air from? It's next to you, apparently.
My live air.
Let's just. Can I put you full screen for a moment? We'll see if we can track it down.
I've got to go in a minute here too.
Yeah, I know.
My
live air.
Oh, this on air?
On air. There we are. I can see it now.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the one.
Well, that is actually, you know, those digital picture frames.
Mm-hmm.
That's a digital picture frame. And there's a USB that plugs into the back of it where you would normally put all your pictures and it would rotate through. And all I did was get an old USB stick, and I don't know where I got that. And it just sits there and says on air. So it's a digital picture frame that I picked up at the Sally Ann, you know, the Goodwill store or something like that for $5 or whatever. So that's it.
Okay, that's Corinda's question answered.
There you go.
And we do have news that on the 24th September, UK will have a working app based on technology from Apple and Google. So that may well help. Right, you said you had to.
I do. They're making some changes with time or whatever with the Premiere, so I've got to get on top of that before Facebook changes it on me. Right, you know.
Yeah.
But it's good to be back. Thanks for allowing me the 21 bad dad jokes.
How could we know?
Well, you know, I could understand if you'd told me no. Thanks, everybody, from Sarnia, Ontario. I know Stephen's going to continue on, so stay with us. Don't forget to give us a 10 in the comments below if you enjoyed it. And if you didn't, just come back again next week. We might do better.
It might be. You never know.
Thanks, Stephen.
Cheers, David. Take care. See you soon. Now, of course, David was part of the 5 broadcasts we did last week. And yeah, it's been busy here too as well, Peter. I've been speaking to people all day, which is good. Yeah, I mean, the broadcast last week went very well, and that's the live video production where we're actually going to produce a PDF for show producers and for potential clients. That went very well. It's Joe's taken over, Joe Shepherd, and Joe was joined us earlier. So let's try and find Joe's comment if I can. And there it is. 3 blokes, a ball and a bod. That's Joe Shepherd, and he's now got the ball. He's been passed the baton, and he's actually doing the outline for the PDF and keeping us all informed of what's going on. So looking forward to, I mean, it's the first time that we normally do the 5 shows and then everybody goes and does their own thing for a couple of months, then we come back again and do another 5 shows. This time round we had a purpose, which was to produce the blueprint. That worked very well, and thousands of people actually watched the shows during the course of the week, and everybody who took part in the shows actually enjoyed it. And I think that's important as well. We actually enjoy live broadcasting, and we were able to do so last week. And we always enjoy being here on Monday, David and I, to have a chat about everything that's going on. And we will be back at the same time next week. Now, just catching up with the comments. I've got to scroll all the way back down again because I scrolled all the way up. So forgive me. And Kelly's saying goodbye to David. And Peter's saying he saw it. That's good. What we were asked, Peter and I, obviously part of Blabbing for Britain, and Blabbing for Britain being in its 5th year. We're getting episode 244 this week, getting close to 250, which is a milestone really. And then episode 260 will be 5 years. So we've got 2 things to celebrate between now and Christmas, 2 episodes. But we're actually on the radio as well. We're on United World Radio, which is co-owned by myself, Fons, and Nigel. And the episodes that we do live on video become MP3s. The MP3s go on to Podbean, and then from Podbean they go on the radio. They played out live twice a week. But the station manager, Fons Chamberlain, said, could we have a jingle to actually announce the show? So we had a quick, we drew straws, didn't we, Peter? And I ended up creating a jingle. And I quite enjoyed. I've got a wonderful piece of software, which is owned by Spotify, in actual fact. And I created a jingle. You'll be able to hear it. I'll get a copy of it, and we'll play it in next week's show. I have to turn it into a video first, but I quite enjoy creating the. And I'm on my way to creating my next music show, which will be on. Well, it's my favorite music, really. It's just a question of getting the MP3 tracks together, and we've got a radio station that can play music 24/7. I just want to give a shout out to a company called Toronto Cast. They're based in Toronto. If you now want your own radio station and to play the music that you want, when we looked at it last year, it would cost us thousands of pounds to have a radio station. By broadcasting via Toronto Cast, it's going to cost us less than $100 a year to have a fully licensed music station 24/7. So that's Toronto Cast. If you check them out, if you ever fancied having your own radio show, then the service is first class. It's easy to use and set up, and you could be playing your music collection. And at those prices, you don't have to go live 7 days a week. You can just go live 1 day a week and play your music, your favorite music. And it doesn't matter where in the world you are. You can use Toronto Cast with your website, and you can play music 24/7. In actual fact, as we've got seconds left, just a minute. I'm just going to do a screen share. So excuse me for a moment. Okay, so back to me. And I should be here, and I'm going to share my screen and click the right button, and I'll be able to bring it up on screen. And this is the tab. And come back to me. I've got to do this in 60 seconds. Bring it up on screen. Make a little birdhouse in your soul. While you're at it, leave the nightlight on inside the birdhouse in your soul. Not to put too fine a point on it, say I'm the only Right. Okay. Hopefully that does not get us pulled off Facebook. I didn't expect. I shouldn't do things like that. To everybody who's been watching today, thank you. This has been Stephen and also David and Sania. We always have a great time when you join us, and we're very grateful that you have joined us. David forgot his tag. If you enjoyed the show, give us a 10, and look at the quality of that. Give us a 10. If you didn't enjoy the show, then please return next Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern and give us another chance. Thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you all again.